What would you like to talk about today?
I'd like to talk about these replica mini console things.
Oh.
What's he got his fist? Oh, look at that. Is it going to grip? Will it grip? That's like one of those videos that you get on your Good Mythical Mornings and stuff. Where it's like, will it grip?
Will it blend?
Yeah, all those.
Will it grip?
We should do some of those. Will it grip?
Yes. Oh, here's the big test. Will it honk?
Will it honk?
Almost.
Almost honks. We've just added another 5,000 subscribers.
Will it honk?
Will it honk, everyone? Oh. That was really weird. What was I doing then?
I don't know. What happened?
I looked directly into the light.
Oh, you don't look into the light.
Oh, made me go a bit funny. So, I wanted to talk about these because they're a bit of a hot button topic in gaming. That's not what I want to do. It's not clickbait. I'm going to go completely against the grain.
So what is the hot topic?
The hot topic is that a lot of kind of retro collectors and the like, which I don't really class myself as a collector.
No.
I've got a few, but mainly my house is already full of shit because there's loads of people who live in it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got anywhere to store stuff. Yeah, all right. I can't afford a bigger house.
Got storage space up the road. You can go and dump it there, can't you? Just saying.
Well, then I've got to
5
go.
minutes.
Why would I need that? If the whole point of having a collection is you've got it all around you, surely.
Well, then you're going to have to get rid of your family.
Yeah.
So
It's not a
pick.
bad idea.
Go on.
Anyway, the whole point of these is that they're not aimed at you retro collector people who always complain and moan that they don't like the selection of games. Oh, I can put a Raspberry Pi in a case that I bought off of Etsy.
Yeah, and do it.
And you know, yeah, I can put 1 million games on there. Fine then. So what's your bloody issue with them?
Well, I think... not so much the Nintendo one, but I think the problem with this one is when people expected it to come out who weren't into gaming all that much but had very fond memories of the PlayStation, there were certain titles they thought would be on this. But for various reasons like licensing and copyright, they weren't going to be on it. So what was given wasn't maybe the best selection that they could have put on this. And it felt a little bit
done.
No,
but
not the idea, but the execution of the idea.
I get that. You know, likewise, the Commodore
and that
64 one's got a weird selection of games that are a lot of sorts of games that repeat.
Yeah.
Yes, this didn't have Tomb Raider on it, but you still had Grand Theft Auto. I think there's one of the Resident Evils on there.
Oh.
I think. Yes,
Can't go wrong with Resident Evil.
Yeah. You've got Final Fantasy VII, I believe.
But all right, okay, so great.
You know, so you've got some of the big games, and then you've got some sort of weirder curios. I mean, you've got Destruction Derby as well, which is another great game. But my issue is the average punter who maybe had a PlayStation back in the day, has perhaps moved away from gaming.
Left that life behind.
Yeah, left that life
financial
behind.
advisor, working in the city.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't give two hoots.
You know, he or she doesn't care.
No, women don't buy this.
Probably sadly true.
Because they have better things to do.
I've seen the demographics for this show.
Oh, that's depressing.
That
Ladies.
is depressing. Come on, ladies.
We'll get our tits out.
Where's the cats? We need to get the cats in.
Oh, we need cats. We need Will It Honk.
Yeah, they like all that.
Thing is, for me, is that I kind of come from the position where I think these are sold to people like me. I never had a PlayStation growing up. Couldn't afford one. But if I saw this reasonably cheap, I might pick it up because it's like, I never had a PlayStation.
There you go. Would you be disappointed with the selection of games? Would you kind of win?
Well,
you know, I don't know.
Possibly, but
Fusion Zone isn't on there.
No, but I would only be slightly disappointed because I think the games that were made for the PlayStation were of a different type of audience that I necessarily didn't.
A bit more. Well, I don't know. It was marketed more as a lifestyle accessory, wasn't it? It wasn't
an entertainment system,
which is precisely why I don't think it matters. I don't think the hardcore there. It was the era when the hardcore started to become replaced by more casual gamers.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I think the PlayStation era, and I don't want to make it sound like a hot take, I think the PlayStation era is what began to ruin video games for me.
Oh.
Because I saw that migration of the player who would, a couple of years ago, go, oh, Mario jumping around, colourful. All of a sudden went, oh, Death, Dark, fighting, shooting games. And they grew up, and the games grew up with them. But then the audiences that we were growing up didn't have the games that were more popular on these kind of systems.
I agree. And it was, in the ads and things for this, it was all kind of cool stuff.
Crazy.
Or they'd take it around to nightclubs.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Wipeout had all trance music on it.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah,
was Wipeout on there?
No. Okay. And that's one of the ones that they complain about. However, you're right. It always felt to me that this wasn't necessarily a console for me. Of course, I had one. There were a lot of games on there. Jumping Flash is on here, one of the best games ever. Sorely underrated. But yeah, so the PlayStation existed in an era where games weren't just being marketed at people that play games.
It was trying to entice people who saw games as silly, childish things and made them go, oh, it's for you now.
That's cool. Games are cool.
It's whack.
Yeah, it's whack. Yeah, look, it's got an 18 sticker on the back.
Oh, bet Nintendo doesn't have that.
So
no, it's got 12.
My only bone of contention with them, I don't mind that there's, a selection of games that's sort of more spread from across the eras.
Yeah.
Then it isn't like, oh, it's one classic after another, because that doesn't tell the full story.
No.
There was a lot of shit on the PlayStation, a lot of shit on the SNES and the C64. So I don't mind that you've got some games on there that aren't perhaps sort of AAA classics.
Fine.
However, one thing I would have liked is some sort of museum elements to it, which is something that Namco, they put out a bunch of games years ago called Namco Museum. And on there you'd get kind of flyers for the games, promo artwork.
So that Sega one that came out had that kind of fake bedroom.
Yeah, that sort of thing. That I think would be great. That gave you a bit more context for what was on there, rather than it just being, here's the games. Oh, and, in the case of this, we've got a fake CRT effect that you can kind of put on there, etc., etc.
Wasn't that the other issue with this one? In that, because of the way PAL and NTSC was different, that means some games ran much slower.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. They've sort of tried to, I think,
because these are ROMs and emulations. These are on.
Yeah, you pick them up, you feel how hollow they are. Yeah. There's not a lot going on in there. The joypad is quite nice. I mean, it's not a dual shock, obviously, but then
why would it be?
Why would it be? Look, I've got a wire on, I've string and shit on the end.
String on it.
I pulled it out of my box of shit over
there. It's not like you attach it to your jean belt loop and you just know where it is at all times.
I couldn't get the string.
For a minute there, I thought it was like some kind of old man's where I put it trick.
I don't know what this is on the end of it. I think this is this might be what goes in this. So this for me is less interesting.
Okay, so this is the other one, isn't it?
This is the Neo Geo one, which takes a slightly different approach, because obviously a lot of Neo Geo games, aside from being on the Neo Geo, which at the time was hundreds and hundreds of pounds, each game was something like 300 quid or something.
Because you were basically buying arcade carts, weren't you?
Yeah, essentially. And obviously they were arcade games, so they put it into a little arcade thing. Again, I don't mind this. It's got a screen attached. It sort of appeals to the part of me that kind of used to like Astro Wars, so it feels a little bit in the home. But
this isn't powered by batteries, though, so it would have to be plugged in for you to use it.
Well, no, you've got that. The wire that's attached to the. Yeah, there it is, kids. So I don't hate it, but part of the appeal for me is getting a miniature SNES or a miniature kind of C64.
And this isn't even. Is this
shrunk down?
Oh, that isn't even a micro. What is it called?
Yeah, it hasn't got the clicky kind of satisfying thing going on. So I don't hate it. There's a lot of games on there, a lot of repetition as well, though.
Okay, and mostly fighting games, I'd imagine, and puzzles.
There's a lot of fighting games on there. There's loads of Metal Slugs, which are always worth going.
Yeah,
but it's like my issue with it is that it's an ergonomic one, so you have to really play it as a tabletop.
But if you plugged it into your TV, you'd still have to play it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is stupid.
A bit stupid.
I think I've got a feeling you can get a joypad for it. Yeah, you can. You can get an external joypad which plugs into there.
But isn't like Neo Geo kind of renowned at this point for bringing out weird knockoffs of its own systems?
Well, yeah, there we go. And here we have it again, which is a shame because it was an anniversary thing. But, likewise, I would have liked some sort of historical context in there, which you're not going to get because it's tabletop system.
And I presume there's a Mega Drive one of these as well.
Well, I think there's... Well, yeah,
but they're not officially
yes
licensed.
No. Yeah, there's that weird kind of... not quite looking exactly like the Mega Drive, but I think Sega are planning to bring one out, which again, these same hardcore people who kind of go, I don't like these because they've not got everything on it, it doesn't do this, and it's got the wrong display, blah, blah, blah. Stuff the average person who is buying these won't care about in the slightest. It doesn't care that this runs slightly slower than
it's going to be unnoticeable to most people.
Yeah, and it always used to bug me back in the day when people went on about, it's not fast enough, because I didn't notice.
No.
That SNES games were slightly slower on a PAL SNES. I never really noticed.
So here's the thing, though. These are for people who don't want to get involved in gaming but want to have a touch of gaming in their lives.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
that's all
they would have a virtual console download thing on their Xbox or
they're not. They're not for people who know already that you can download ROMs illegally and play these games on their laptop.
Because you can't you? Get into the chip on this.
Yeah, you can hack into them and stuff. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how to do it.
And I'm supposedly a gaming expert. But these people kind of want to do that.
Can I ask you, though?
Yeah.
If you could... Because these are, let's be honest, largely pointless in terms of toys, right? They're toys, and that's fine.
That's all they are.
As a result, if you could take any console and turn it into one of these, which one would you turn?
Well, it's that, obviously.
Really? You know what I would choose, honestly?
Yeah.
GameCube. A little mini bloody GameCube would look the most adorable bloody thing.
It would be the best thing. I'm less interested in an N64 one. My only reason to play an N64 one or to have an N64 one is the fact to have some HD graphics finally on the bloody N64.
I will say this, when I played the Rare Replay thing for the Xbox, and it had like I had Perfect Dark and Conker and Banjo. Looked great.
Yeah,
the textures weren't better, but it looked sharper and therefore it was prettier.
But that, you see, I'm going to be a hypocrite now.
Oh.
Because I wouldn't want an N64 Mini unless GoldenEye was on it, because that really is the only game that...
And that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. You'll have Mario 64.
You'll have Mario 64, you'll have Pilot Wings, you'll have bloody a Zelda on it, maybe all the Zeldas on it.
Yeah, actually, Pilot Wings is on this, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much everything I would have wanted on there anyway.
And Firefox 2.
Yeah.
So
Firefox 2, do you mean Star Fox 2?
I don't care. Lilac Wars, actually. Do you know what? I got shouted at when I did a pub quiz because I was involved in one round and it was on Nintendo questions. And one of the answers was, Firefox. What's his name? Foxman.
Fox McCloud. Is that his name?
No, what's the name of the game?
Well, Star Fox. I already told you what it is.
All right, I wasn't listening. But when I wrote that answer down, everyone complained because they went, in this country it's called Lilac Wars.
Well, it wasn't even that. In this country it was called Starwing. It was the N64 version that was called Lilac Wars.
I can't keep up.
The original SNES version was called Starwing in this country.
They all got a point anyway for Sodom.
Yeah, screwed a lot of them.
Pricks.
So anyway, there you go. The only one of these actually I really don't like. I like all of them. I like the NES. I like the PlayStation one. There you go. Look at that with a thing. And the SNES one. The only one I really don't like is the C64 one, and that's because it's virtually unplayable.
So that plugs into that
Competition Pro replica joystick thing.
They were shit even back in the day.
They were shit. Sorry, everyone who's kind of got a bit of nostalgic kind of longing for a Competition Pro joypad or joystick is an idiot. They were terrible. They were terrible. You couldn't get a purchase on them as you did.
No. And it was all, do you know what I hated most about them, weirdly? The suckers on the bottom that went on the table.
Well, yeah, who plays a game on their TV that's on the table? Like, I suppose in your bedroom with a...
I mean, even now,
TV.
Just because something worked in the past and had this doesn't mean you should make it like that again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a reason why we develop.
Likewise, people who are getting this are casual gamers. They might have had a C64 back in the
day.
All right, they might have had one of those. At least, I don't know, improve it in some way and make it at least playable for these idiots.
God, I've got a real hard-on for a GameCube now. A little mini GameCube.
Yeah.
I was thinking recently, that might be my favourite console of all time. Just in terms of personal connection to something, I loved it. I had some of my favourite gaming memories on there.
I like the little discs. Again, like little things.
Disc, the shape of it, the size of it, beautiful. Yeah. Robust, the controller, handle.
Clock someone with it.
Killer dog.
Controller's
amazing, but also the games I had. I first played Smash Brothers on it, and I enjoyed that Smash. I know you don't like it, and I'm not a huge fighting game, but I remember going, it's all right.
Okay.
Eternal Darkness I got, which to date is one of my favourite games ever.
Yeah, I did love Eternal Darkness.
Wind Waker.
Yeah, which is the best Zelda for me.
Rogue Squadron?
Yeah.
That one?
No, it had some great games. I concede.
What else? I had a few. Die Hard Vendetta, which is not a good game, But I love playing it because I could get to be John McClane in Nakatomi.
Don't even remember that.
Well, they raved about Die Hard Vendetta because at the time it gave you these options to go through the game without killing a person. You could take hostages and ransom and things.
Oh.
And they threw all that out the window and went, nah, just kill people.
Oh, that's a shame.
Anyway.
That's it.
We've
talked about that.
What are what they say on YouTube is they say, what are your favourite mini-comp
things? Why don't you leave a comment?
Yeah, why don't you like and subscribe and ring a bell?
Yeah, press the bell.
And what's your favourite?
Press the bell like it's like a plague doctor coming out. Bring out your dead. That's what that bell means.
What game should have been on this?
Yeah.
We won't read the comments, but you can have a chat.
You'll read the comments.
Well, only if they're about me and they're bad. Bye, everyone.